All right, so today is Wednesday, September 23rd, and we're back with another trade recap, another video. I'm gonna go ahead and start the video off being honest and just go ahead and saying that today would have definitely been a day that I would have probably went on till and blown my account and liquidated my account. That's why I'm forward testing, and it's so important that when I do begin trading again, that I use a max daily loss limit of like 500 most likely, so that I don't blow my accounts, because today could have easily been one of those days. But I'm gonna try to make this video a little bit shorter, go over the psychology and the trade that took place, and we're gonna get right into it. So coming into today, I was trying to figure out my daily bias, and although, let me move this out the way. Fuck it, let me just do this. Although looking at this chart, it seems to be that we are on an uptrend. I'm looking at it from a perspective like, where is the highest highs, and I'm seeing that we're breaking structure to the upside, but we're still kind of getting exhausted. And I'm looking at it from a lower high perspective. That's what I was looking at. So that's what made me have somewhat of a bearish bias for today. So my bias for today was bearish, and then I went to the 4-hour chart, and I noticed that once again we still had these highs up here. What is this? Tuesday, 10 o'clock a.m. All right. What is today? Today is Wednesday, right? Okay, so Wednesday, 6 o'clock. All right, that's what I'm supposed to be looking at. I can't even see shit because 2 o'clock. Okay, this is 6 o'clock a.m. on a 4-hour chart. Right. So on the 4-hour chart, on the 6 o'clock, let me remove the drawings real quick so y'all can see what I'm saying. On the 6 o'clock right here, I'm also noticing that the 4-hour is kind of on a downtrend. I'm seeing that we got a high right here and we got a lower high. Even though we did start breaking structure, I'm looking at the majority trend. So that's what also made me have somewhat of a bearish bias for today, right? Come back. Once again, we just got our simple resistance level, support level, resistance level. Nothing too crazy on the 4-hour. If we go down to the 1-hour chart, we see the only thing that we added into this was a 1-hour demand, but it was nothing too crazy to see on the 1-hour either. So this is at 9 o'clock, right? This is at 9 o'clock. So we can see that the market was still continuing to try and push down at that 9 o'clock candle, even though we had a little support from this level. So once again, my bias was still bearish. One thing that I did was go down to the 15-minute chart to give me another level, and it was a liquidity support level, kind of a demand level, but I just marked it up as like sell side liquidity. So I use it like as liquidity support. And just created a little zone so it wouldn't be so much space between here and here, and I could kind of have something to work with, because I know I wanted to take a sell based on how we reacted off of this level. So the interesting thing about today was that there was news at 9:45, red folder news at 9:45, orange folder news at 10 o'clock, and then more red folder news at 10:30. Even though some of them is from Canada, it's like I still just try to take that into consideration because it's the Nasdaq and it affects the world. So I took that into consideration, and one thing I learned about today is in the last few videos I've been saying being able to know when to trade before news and after news based on like if it's a good opportunity. And today I kind of fell victim because I didn't have the greatest opportunity and I was rushing, and it just kind of bit me in the ass today. So it's a double-edged sword, and I just want to make sure I point that out when I go over these videos so people don't think that it's just all, peaches and cream. Like, if you're going to play around like that, some people can't get flexible, and I recommend not being flexible in the beginning. But today I was being a little too flexible, and I wasn't trading from a more professional standpoint. I think I was trading as far as money goes. So that kind of messed up my performance today. But where we at? 4 minutes. Let me get into the trade really quickly, and we'll go into all of that. Okay, so We had all of those news back to back to back. We had red photo news. We had opening at 9:30, red photo news 9:45, and then we had more orange photo news at 10 o'clock, and then red news at 10:30. So my anxiety was immediately crazy. And in the previous video, I said before news, you're either gonna get no motion at all, the price is not gonna move at all, or you're gonna get a lot of volatility, you're gonna get a lot of motion, and you probably can catch you a quick little move right before news. Um, Today was a day where nothing happened, and I was forcing something at the beginning because of how good my week has been, and because I was getting closer to hitting that $3,000 mark to show myself, okay, I can get funded again. So I was really anxious, and I was rushing into the charts trying to squeeze in the trade before news, and it kind of beat me in my ass. So we go to let's just go back to the 9:30 candle. We can see that we got London's highs and London's lows, the majority level marked up. I got the sell side liquidity and that liquidity support for the most part marked up on that from that 15-minute level. And now I'm coming to my 3-minute chart looking for opportunity. So like I said, I like taking my trades around 9:40, 9:45ish, but this week I have been trying to experiment and be more aggressive and take opportunity when it presents itself. But the interesting thing is, previously this week, there hasn't been news for real. So we had news right here, and the news that we did have, it was been majority orange, and it's been like an hour into the market. So well, not an hour, but like a good 30 minutes. The market has a chance to get set before the news comes in. Is basically what I'm saying. Today it was at 9:45. So the market basically consolidated from 9:30 up until 10 o'clock at that orange folder news. So I got caught up in this chop. I'm not even gonna lie. I recorded live today, and I think that kind of played with my anxiety as well. And like I said, I was trying to pass the account, so I think everything just had me a little eager and a little antsy today, and I had a real problem with patience. But at 9:30, the candle opened up 9:33. So I'm sitting here, I'm looking for a trade. I can notice that we got a sweep on London's lows, right? So real quickly gonna visit everything that I'm looking for, what I'm trying to get into a trade. All right. So I'm looking for a runner sweep on liquidity, right? At 9:30, we can see that London's lows was already ran pre-market around 9:06. It was really clear, like 9:18, 9:20. We can see that London's lows were ran when New York opened, when New York session started, based on these kill zones, and we can see that it seemed as if the bearish trend from London was trying to continue based on this long rejection wick that I got from that opening candle. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got a liquidity run right there, right? Right. So then we get up here, boom, 9:36. We're consolidating. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I got caught up in this chop, and I was placing trade after trade after trade because I didn't wait for my break and retest for real on that 3-minute, and the break and retest was not clear until structure broke right below that level, right? So once structure broke below that level, that's when the break of structure was clear to me. I got in, and I was kept jumping in and jumping out of this trade on a 1-minute chart. I got some clips that I may insert in here tomorrow to show what I mean, but I was just jumping in and out, and it caused me anxiety. And I also had my stop loss. I think I had my stop loss above this candle, if I'm not mistaken. And then it started coming down in my favor again, and then it came and it stopped me out. But right after it stopped me out, it came in, right? So what I should have done was move my stop loss a little bit above and giving it like maybe a 30-point stop loss, or just put it right above the previous high, right? And then get my 1 and 2. I should have waited for a valid break of structure because if we go back, and I know this video is gonna be kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just trying to make it through. Okay. When I decided to get into this trade, once we got this breaking structure, well, wait. Yeah, once I decided to get into this trade, once we got the breaking structure right here, I should have been able to just sit in the trade, but I was missing a few of my criteria, which is the reason why I wasn't able to really sit in the trade. I was missing a valid break and retest of this key level, and I didn't get the retest for real until this candle. Well, wait, it wasn't this candle. Okay, I didn't get a valid break and retest. I didn't get a break and retest I was comfortable with. That's basically why I wasn't able to sit in this trade, right? Because if we come here at 9:45, I knew we had red news at 9:45. I was already getting chopped up on them wicks, so I was already getting stopped. I knew we had red news at 9:45, so I didn't want to trade at 9:45. Right here at 9, this is 9:45 candle. So after 9:45, I'm looking for more opportunity. This is 9:48. I'm waiting on a good breaker structure because we already are in this level. We're testing this level right now, right? We didn't get a valid break and retest, but we're testing this level, and we got a bunch of rejection wicks in this level, which is making me think that this is a strong level of resistance, right? So it's 9:48. Once I saw that breaker structure to the downside, I know I was ready to enter that trade, right? So that's around 9:48. Breaker structure to the downside, put my stop loss above previous highs. And then wait for the trade to play out. So it's looking like I know I was jumping in and out of the trades, I wasn't able to hold it, and that's what made me mess around and lose. We can see price came up and almost grazed the stop loss, but this is a 9:57. The orange news at 10 o'clock gave me that valid breaker structure that I needed. And even though today was a day where I overtraded, today was a day where I lost $700, and my max loss is supposed to be $500, but it's a demo account, so I can pretty much shake back or whatever. But if I was trading on a real account, I know there's something that I can't do. I just wanted to test my skill. I had already took so much losses up in these chops, but it was up to 700, so it was like, all right. I was trading before 9:45, red folder news, which I shouldn't have done considering that we had so much news back to back to back, right? So I should have waited until 10 o'clock and then taking a move right at 10 based on what I saw. Breaker structure was there, the break and retest at this key level. It wasn't as clear, I'm not even gonna lie, it wasn't as clear, but being that we're rejecting off of this level and it's testing where we don't want to break above, we got a bunch of resistance right here. This video is not gonna be my best video, but I'm so sorry. We got a bunch of this is another level of resistance on a 5-minute if we just pay attention, right? And we just keep rejecting off of that level. I'm like, all right, cool. If I see that break of structure, we can get in because we got our sweep on liquidity. We got a break and retest of this sell side liquidity zone, and we got a break of structure. All right, cool. It's orange news. It's 10 o'clock. I can still get in and take that trade, and I got a video of me taking it live. And make this a 1 and 2, and you would have just, you feel what I'm saying, caught you a quick 1 and 2 move in 6 minutes. Now, I'm not gonna lie, after going through today, and you can see it also, did it give us a 1 to 3? Not quite a 1 to 3, but almost. But anyway, a good target for this would have definitely been yesterday's low. But that's how the trade was supposed to play out. But I'm not gonna lie, if I didn't want to take the trade at 10 o'clock because of the orange news, I could have still waited and been patient for a higher quality setup at a higher quality zone, because I took this sell because I knew my bias was bearish. So it all worked out. I just had terrible executions today. So I'm not mad at this trade, but I feel like a better trade would have been coming right here. It was counter trend, but I feel like it would have been better to come right here take this liquidity sweep, right? Because right here we got a liquidity sweep on yesterday's low, right? So that would have been this liquidity sweep. Then we get a market structure shift right here, right? What else happened? This was a fair value gap right here, right? So what wound up happening? The fair value gap, it didn't completely get inverse, but I'm like, okay, we got a liquidity sweep, we got a market structure shift, and I'm breaking retest of a key level is right here off of this liquidity sweep and this 4-hour liquidity support. So boom, break above that candle. I would took a break a candle entry right there. Make sure I had a good 30 pip stop loss. Then boom, definitely would have got some drawdown, but I'm trusting the retest of this liquidity level, and even still, you still would have had another retest right here. Definitely would have sat in some drawdown, but you could have aimed for the sell side liquidity. Buy side liquidity, and this probably would have been a better trade to take based on that sweep of liquidity, right? Market structure shift to the upside, engulfing point right here, come down with this level. So you got you another retest. Even though you would have sat in drawdown, you could have just sat in it. It's retesting. We got in based on the inversion of that 3-minute fair value gap. So that would have been a good 1 or 2 trade if I wanted to wait after 10 o'clock to get in. So basically, I know this video is really, really choppy, and let me see how long it is. Right now, we 16 minutes, and I feel like this was a terrible video. But basically, all I'm saying is today was a day that I had opportunity, but I messed up rushing and trying to force trades and not taking my time waiting on clear setups to present themselves. So I'm gonna jump to an orange box real quick so we can go ahead and in this video, I know it's probably gonna be one of my worst ones. So today I learned about taking trades from better and more high quality zones and waiting for clearer setups. And that's basically what I mean when I go down to this 3-minute and I say, instead of being so antsy and eager to take a trade in the market around the time where all this news is happening, why, and I'm already up for the week, why am I being so aggressive in the market? I'm winning for the week. I only got $100 until I get funded. It's news from 9:30 up until 10 o'clock basically, and I'm only having 15-minute gaps in between trades or in between news to take good quality trades. So why would I force a trade coming out of 10 o'clock at this 5-minute liquidity sell side liquidity resistance? Why would I be so eager to take this trade when I could have waited until, well, I know because we had 10:30 news at red 10:30 news. So the easiest thing for me to do today would have either been to wait after 10:30 or try and take something. Yeah, that's why the 10:30 news worked out. So I'm gonna be honest. The easiest thing for me to do today would have been to just sit on my hands. Like, even though we had good opportunity, this is the only trade that I probably could have taken and been comfortable with, because anything between 10 and 10:30 was dead too. Just like everything between 9:30 and 10 was dead. 10 o'clock was the only news today that wasn't red that gave a good opportunity. So this would have been the only good trade to take now that I'm thinking about it out loud. So if I wasn't going to take this trade, the best thing for me to do for the rest of the day would have been to sit on my hands, being that I'm done trading at 11 o'clock. So this just would have been a day that I'm up for the week. I have a really good week so far. I should have never forced the trade based on the news. And if I was, I should have probably been more prone to take a trade from this hourly level or don't trade at all versus just trying to force a trade in at 10 o'clock. So I'm not saying that I did anything, that my decision-making skills were terrible, but I'm saying they just could have been better. Okay. Today I learned about being more selective when I'm going to trade before news and after news and during news. Orange and yellow, of course, because we don't trade red news. But based on price action, time, and other potential trading zones, levels, and setups. basically what I just talked about. I just explained that. Today I learned about sitting in my trades. If I can't sit in the trade and watch it play out, then I probably am gambling, not taking a good trade, or being too impatient. So that's everything I learned today. And that last one is the most important one to me, because when I was taking these trades, and I think the only way it's going to make sense is if I insert clips. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than usual, and I kind of have been rambling, so I know it's trash. But I'm going to insert the clips of what I mean by me entering trades and not being able to sit in the trades and keep on closing and getting back in and closing and getting back in. It's because I'm knowing, like, bro, I'm nervous about news. So it's hard for me to sit in a trade and watch it play out, because I know we got news coming back to back to back to back. So I was already trading before 9:45, and I don't like doing that anyway. But the fact that I was doing it with red for the news coming up, once I'm seeing, because I got out of the trade and I'm like, nah, this isn't working out. I need to be more patient. I just kept jumping back in, and it just threw me off for the rest of the day. So by the time I got the opportunity to enter this trade at 10 o'clock with the orange photo news, which is okay if the opportunity presents itself, and like I said, being that we had already had a run on a liquidity run on London's lows, being that we had already had that, right? Being that we had that, right? Let me go right before 10 o'clock so we can really. All right, so this is 9:57. Being that we already had a liquidity run on London's lows, right? Being that we already had shifted structure to the downside. It was a breakup structure, but it wasn't just the cleanest one. But we did have a shift to the downside, and we also had another breakup structure up here, and we got this long rejection wick. So basically what I'm saying is we're resisting at this level. We got multiple rejection wicks. Our level right here, once we break this structure, it's a valid retest. Like, being that we had all of that, I feel like it wasn't the cleanest setup, I'm not going to lie. But taking that chance at 10 o'clock, once we saw that break of structure, it would have been worth the risk had I not messed up so bad and been so anxious trying to take the trades at 9:45 and before 9:45. I should have just picked a little window and took a trade around that time. So I'm going to try to insert those clips so this video make a little bit more sense, and so the rambling make a little bit more sense. But it is late. I am tired, and I am kind of feeling a little shitty about my performance today, because I think my idea was great. I had a bearish bias. All my signals for the most part was there. We had a little consolidation that definitely chopped us up and cooked us up a little bit, but it still was a valid trade in my opinion. So I'm not mad at my decision, but my performance today just messed up my execution really, really badly. So probably gonna insert those clips so you guys see what I'm saying, and I'm done saying that. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, and only thing we can do is show up tomorrow and try and get better. So I hope my trading ideas make sense, and yeah, man, 6 rings effects. I'm sorry for the video being so but I'm gonna be better on the next one, y'all. So 6 rings and I'm out.